Okay, so for this week, we're going to be getting into Bootstrap Components. These are components that can be brought in uh, by Bootstrap. So you're going to have to, within the head of your HTML file, you're going to have to put the appropriate links in. They just to let you know, there will be some links that say min.js that you're going to need, not just min.css. So make sure you have those as well. Otherwise, the components that you use may not work properly. So the functionality in terms of anything moving typically can happen because you have those .js links. So you need to have them. So that's the first thing. As you can see right here, I have the basically the starter folder, the starter HTML. Just goes all the way down there. That's what it should look like. The starter CSS is here as well, and then there's a README with all the instructions. The things that I want you to be able to do are basically input into this is the output of it all. But you're going to have a nav bar at the top, and I want you to be able to click on any of these things here: the carousel section, the modal section, tooltip section, and the accordion versus collapse. And I want you to be able to. There's something called scrolls B, and I want you to be able to click on these, and it will scroll to that section. So it'll scroll to input here to the carousel section, right? And then when you click on this one, the modal section, it will scroll to right here. Click on the text to open the modal. Likewise, for the tooltip section, it will go all the way down to this section. It will scroll. And lastly would be the accordion versus collapse section, this right here. You would click on that, and it should move all the way down to this section right here. So that's the general how your thing will look. Now, once you get the scrolling set up, you're going to need to set up each of the sections. So for this carousel, just in this spot, I want you to put a carousel. Let's see if I can find this is an example of a carousel. If you notice, it has indicators down here for which slide you want to have. You should have 4 slides in your carousel, and you should have the controls to be able to move. I do want you to try to put each of these sections. So, for example, this would be one of the slides within your carousel. Okay, then you could use the other two, the other ones as well. Like this would be another slide. This would be another slide. So you can. I want you to try to put the image and the text within the carousel. Okay, so that's how the carousel should look. For the modal, and I'll show you what a Bootstrap modal can look like. If you just go here, it can just be. It should have a close button and an X button, but it should also in the center just have. It can just have content from any of those sections. So just grab some of this text or grab an image, but it should have something. It should be a functioning modal. I like for you to try to put both in, for the modal, so it'll open up and just show you something, right? But it's got to have that close button as well, so you can close it up. That's how the modal should work. That's for the modal section. For the tooltip section, all I want you to be able to do is just run over each of these things and have Bootstrap tooltips. So you hover over this image, you hover over this image, and so on, and you get some sort of tooltip message. It then, nothing specific. Just want you to know that you know how to use those for just in this section. And then lastly, there's something called accordion and collapse section. Let's see if I can go to here to show you an example of. Oh, this is a scroll. This is a scroll view. So I'll show you how this works. You just go like this, scrolls, and scrolls. You can go there. You can also go back like that. So that's what I'm hoping for the scrolling part. Then this is a collapse, which you notice it shows this. If I click this if I click this, and this if I click on that. Now here's the deal with that. For this section, I want you to have 4 buttons, right? And each button you could just put like Russia on one button, then you could put Explorer on the next, then you could put this on the next. So you'd have each of these four sections represented on these buttons. Okay, and then below it would be at least the text for each that was within each of these sections. Okay, so that's called collapse. Okay, so that's one thing. But also in this section, let's just make sure we're on the right side. Also in this section, I want you to do an accordion as well. So an accordion looks like this, where we have all these four lists, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll have 4 rows, right? And for each row, you just go like that, and the different text should open up. So I just want you to show one, then the other in this section. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for out of that, and that's about it. So those 4 things again. I think some of these features are pretty cool, like the scroll. I like that. So I'm hoping that you guys find or see some things that you might want to use, in the future as well. So that's it. Email me if you have any questions.